Hey guys, welcome to Black Angus Reviews. This video will be off the cuff. I don't even have pointers lined up. Just, it's pretty simple. Food for thought, I think. Let's begin. I was scrolling through the garbage tier media sites, and I was looking at MovieWeb, because, you know, Orange Man Bad, B. Allen Orange. It's always, trying to stick it to EVS, and they have this fun little back and forth. And I found this article. It says, Captain Marvel trolls failed to affect box office, claims producer. It's from today. And I thought about doing a video about this exclusively, but there's not that much to it, really. It's just Kevin Berwick, his little soy boy self, keeps calling us troll backlash, and putting that troll word in the same sentence or adjacent to quoted words of the producer, Victoria Alonso. And there's a quote here in regards to negativity and fan backlash and whatnot. With Captain Marvel says, we were aware that there were people that were not ready or perhaps not welcoming of the film, but it never interfered with the storyline or our vision of the film. When you make stories that could potentially touch an international audience, there will always be a portion of the audience that does not 100% love it. But we hope they give us a chance and see the film before they finalize their opinions. There's something for everyone in our films, even if you're a little reluctant to watch. That quote, of course, evokes a kind of, socialist, communist type of push. Makes me think of learning about the history of film, the first film school being in newly minted communist Russia in the 20s. And of course, the Nazis perfected propaganda film by studying communist Russian propaganda. And I think that's where we're going, it's where we're heading. It made me think, is this the person? Is this the reason why Marvel's going soy? Now, bear with me. It's funny in this article, Kevin Berwick, so oblivious, he says, like, oh, a so-called feminist agenda of this film. Doesn't even know his research like we do, because we want to be reliable. Back in February, as reported multiple sites, Captain Marvel director says the film is a feminist and humanist film. That was from an interview with Anna Boden, the co-director. And I was thinking, is this a Disney push? And I wouldn't doubt it's not, or at least they're fine with it. With the upcoming SJW Marvel lineup of comic heroes coming and stuff. You already got Black Panther. They've pushed Captain Marvel, who Kevin Feige's like, yeah, she sells really well. Clearly, either lying through his teeth or just being completely oblivious of the state of things with Captain Marvel as a character in the various reboots within the last decade. But it seemed very odd because Kevin Feige, if you don't know, he goes back as a producer, at least with Marvel, all the way back to the original Raimi Spider-Man and X-Men films. So he's across two different studios. I guess I don't quite understand how it worked with Marvel Studios, since they were like cut up with X-Men, Spider-Man, and what eventually became Paramount properties with the Avengers. But yeah, I really think that we're seeing more of this Victoria Alonso person, both the Captain Marvel now, who from when I looked on Wikipedia, she's not a producer on, and what else? With the X-Men, talking about the X-Men, Dark Phoenix, she's starting to make the press tours more and more. Her name's getting out there, and so what does this call to mind to you? Well, to me, it makes me think of a little show called House of Cards. Kevin Spacey is made famous before the Me Too backlash that happened to him. Probably rightfully so, but still. In that show, spoiler, eventually, you've learned pretty early on, there's a egalitarian, odd polyamory, or just odd relationship between him and Robin Wright's character, his wife, Mrs. Underwood, and they're all about exploiting sex to their advantage and anything else, because they just lust for power. And it turns out eventually that he sets it up to make her his running mate, so then eventually he can just vacate or set her up for a layup to become president after him. And so therefore proceed with a female in power earlier than would be normally accepted. That's nice, you could say, as like a husband character, but clearly these people have like a very Machiavellian, or just they lack humanity, to say the least, in some degree. And I'm wondering if, like, you know, Kevin Feige built this up just to kind of do the same thing with this Alonso person. Do you recall ever hearing about her? Like, I see she's credited with a lot of stuff as a producer executive, but it seems that at some point she might be the person of the lead person, if you will, to discuss press tours and stuff with regarding Marvel films and what's coming forward. She's going to become a reliable source of information to be picked apart, and yeah, just expect it to get worse. Honestly, it seems it is this way. It seems it is a sort of Underwood setup, and she might be the lead person in charge. Makes sense with the comics having that female that's generally in charge. I can't remember her name. I think she's Islamic, or at least Arabic. I'm not certain, but I can't think of the name right now. But a lot of soy hasn't been injected since her arrival, and it seems this person is elevated more and more as perhaps a sleeper cell of some sort for the soy agenda. So let me think. Let me hear your comments down below. Again, this was unscripted completely. Let me know how you thought of this compared to my scripted work, and what you'd like me to cover next. I'll link the initial article, if I remember, in the description. And go check out the latest live stream I did with Wyatt Holiday. I'd like to thank Thomas Gilkey for purchasing the Sith tier, the $10 tier on my Patreon, becoming my first patron. It's greatly appreciated. Everyone go sub Thomas Gilkey. He's a great guy with great live streams generated, so go check him out. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you'd like to support this channel, consider becoming a patron or buying store merch from the Teespring store. Don't forget to check out the growing list of friends in the Fandom Collective in the description below, and follow me on Twitter @AngusReviews. See you there.